They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
Do you know
dogs.
that?
They were
They're
eating the dogs.
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to this school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan. We are back. Kieran, the season is upon us.
Yes, let's go.
Thank God these long summer days are almost over. Fall is coming. And I can't say that probably.
No, it's fine.
Just going to talk about something else coming with college football coming back. But we have Farmageddon in Ireland. Kieran and I are picking our mid-teams for this season, this episode. College football playoffs changing, some metrics, Big Ten's being crazy. Auburn is doing something Nick Saban never could have dreamed of in his life, getting one up on that school across the state, as they probably call them, with some more expletives in it. But before we get to that, Kieran, I have a topic that I did not put on the sheet because I forgot about it until we started, or until I hit record. And that topic is, we are in a recession.
Oh?
We have another coach wanting to return after a massive buyout. Ed Orgeron is getting the itch again, as he put it, to come back to coaching college football. Kieran, what are your thoughts on Coach O's return?
I frankly love it. I think there is definitely a position open for him somewhere. And frankly, I just want to see the team he coaches just has an insane amount of fun, because that's what you get with Ed Orgeron. Like, love him or hate him from a competitive standpoint, he has a lot of fun and his teams are a lot of fun to watch. So get him back,
It's so hard to hate Coach O.
It is. It really is.
I hate that 2019 team with all but one fiber of my being, and that one fiber is for Ed Orgeron. Yeah. The joke being that I made earlier, by the way, I realized there was no payoff to that. He also may have gone through his ridiculous buyout. Now, he did have 5 years to do it, but so recession indicator coming. What school do you want to see Coach O at next?
Oh, that's difficult. I would say, I'm thinking he'd probably go back to an SEC school, but what SEC school would have him? And I don't think he'd go to Oregon necessarily. So, put him at Florida State. Get Mike Norvell out of there and just bring in Ed Orgeron. That would be a fun one.
Flip it around to the ACC. I don't hate that. Miss State, maybe. I think they need another lovable coach to come in.
Yes, there you go.
If Brian Kelly can't figure out the defense or kills another kid, he got the LSU connection. But yeah. I have a dream, Kieran.
And what's that, too?
All these coaches need money. Clearly. They're all coming back. They should be set for life. And people have made this joke about Nick Saban, but I think he's happy in retirement. He's kind of come out and said he's happy in retirement. He's got game day. He's filling in the Lee Corso role probably as the former coach. I want a bar rescue style season at Kent State with Urban Meyer at head coach, Jimbo Fisher running the offense, and Coach O running the defense.
That's a national championship right there.
See what they can do.
That's a national championship. I don't care if they've only had a year's worth of recruits. That's a national championship.
100%. There's 4, 5 natties in that room alone?
Easily.
And that's not even counting any position coaches they might bring in. It's not counting former players they might bring in. And I never thought I'd want to see Urban Meyer come back to coaching, but Urban, get on that plane right now, get to Germany, get your heart fixed, come back, get in the Kent State locker room with Coach O and Jimbo, and make some magic happen.
Seriously, that would be the most diabolical lineup ever in college football. Because like you always look back and you're like, oh yeah, these guys coached together, but it was all when they were really young, starting out. They hadn't quite made their names for themselves, but they were very, very good. That's why they're head coaches nowadays. But just to go with all of that experience and go back to an absolutely fledgling program would be absolutely incredible.
Oh, it'd be the greatest thing ever. And we said it'd be a national title at the very least contender. And now, but is the strength of record in the MAC going to be good enough? Because that's what college football playoff committees taking into consideration now. A new metric titled record strength is going to give further credit to how a team is doing against what its schedule says. If you beat a quality team, that's going to look better. If you lose to a good team, if Texas loses or Ohio State loses to Texas in week 1, that's not necessarily going to hurt them as much. But if Indiana goes out and blows out Southwest Colorado School of the Mines, then that's not going to matter as much.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this new metric, Kieran?
This is sounding an awful lot similar to something. Oh, what was it? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, the BCS. All you're doing is just making the BCS bowl thing, just with a different name. Go back to it. It was good. Leave it alone.
It's like the old Matthew McConaughey Lincoln commercials.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go back to move forward. And that's really what we're doing. We want the computers back. We need the computers back. Also, record strength, you're just rearranging words and taking out of, because strength of record is already a metric that you might not have been using because y'all are a bunch of idiots, but it has been used. So it's.
Do you know how
I don't know.
we were last week just going based purely off vibes? That's what the college football committee has been doing for the past 4 or 5 years. Just pure vibes.
You could argue for the past decade.
Yeah, you really could. You probably really could.
And look, I respect it, but also you need some numbers to back it up.
Yes.
Have vibes be a category.
Yes.
And clearly that has been the only category because they like going, well, it's Alabama, so we'll give them the benefit of the doubt based on the vibes of the program.
Right.
The
vibes are not dead at Alabama.
They are not. They are not. This new metric's going to help them a lot. I hate, though, I can't overstate how much I hate the fact they just changed strength of record to record strength and are acting like they reinvented the wheel.
Oh,
no, it's so irritating. Why were you not using this the entire time?
It's so dumb. Like, it's just because you say something is different doesn't actually change the values assigned to those numbers. Like, you can change how the formula calculates whatever you want. That's perfectly fine. But it's still the strength of record. It's who you lose against versus who you beat. That's all it is. And if the team that you beat was undefeated up until that point, that's a good, just on a very generalized basis, that's a good win, right? But if you also lose by 3 points against that same team, that's a good loss. Like you can vibes that one as well. You don't just need a number, because all it is just rehashing the same old thing over and over again, to where you're going to go back to the BCS, which is what we've always wanted.
100%. I also think it's hilarious. I said that, and you said that they've been going based off of strictly vibes for the longest time. Yeah. They haven't necessarily been doing that. They go based off vibes when they really shouldn't be, and they go based off numbers when they should be going based off of vibes.
Yes. They're doing the complete opposite every single time.
And it's infuriating. I'm glad they're doing something to try and get the best 12 teams. It's still insane they're doing 12 teams. Look, the BCS had its faults. If you want to argue 2 teams isn't enough, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But really, do we need 12?
Well, you could even do the BCS with 12 teams. You don't necessarily, you can assign the BCS values, and whatever they did can assign the best 12 teams and then just let them duke it out.
That's true. But Kieran, can you do it with 28 teams as
Now,
your commissioner, Tony Petitti, wants to do? It is floating to Big Ten athletic directors.
I
This,
think he has been replaced with an alien who thinks that change is what we want. And they're just totally convinced and will not be told otherwise.
and not to bring politics into this, the worm that ate half of
Yes,
RFK
yeah.
Jr.'s brain? I think the worm got full and just decided to go to Tony Petitti instead because 28 teams is insane.
It's
It's
it's so funny. It's so funny because of the past two natties have been won by Big Ten teams. Okay. There is a slim, albeit hopeful, possibility of a third. I'm not going to say who, but it's one of those things that's like, okay, you have your top schools. Focus on them. Like, they're going to win you. If you want glory for the Big Ten, focus on the schools that will get you that glory. It's like what they do with Alabama and LSU and Georgia in the SEC, right? They are your top schools. Now, LSU can fluctuate up and down, all at once, but Georgia and Alabama are the guys. So instead of trying to expand it out and get 4 guaranteed spots, just focus on those 3 teams and then a random up and comer whenever, every 5th season. But you don't need to be doing 28 teams.
I mean, the Big Ten does that too, but they just do it for Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be on my deathbed screaming about that 2020 season where the Big Ten changed the rules so Ohio State could make the college football playoff.
So dumb.
But that is an example you're talking about. They have their golden goose that they're like, we need to get to the playoffs because they have a real chance to win it all or get there and get blown out by Alabama, but we still get the revenue from the game.
Right.
Allegedly also, this is not being laughed out of the room. The SEC did talk about it, doing something similar a few weeks ago, but nothing really came of it. They stopped in June. Nothing really formal came of it. Some SECs, 80s like it. An ACC athletic director said, I like it. We need to continue to evolve. This is the dumbest evolution I've ever heard.
Yeah, you're going backwards.
But 100%. And a CFP executive told CBS Sports, we sound like immature children throwing garbage against the wall. And an SEC administrator was upset about the leak. It's frustrating that these topics can't be discussed behind the scenes and brought out to the public once they've been vetted. This idea should not be vetted.
No.
Tony Petitti should have gone, hey, what about a 24, 28, get out.
Yeah.
Leave.
Shown the door immediately.
We make jokes a lot about how this is child endangerment. This seriously is reaching that point.
Yeah, seriously. Does the season just stop at the beginning of November and we just play the next 4 or 8 weeks worth of playoff games? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't even know how they do it. Who would get buys? Who wouldn't?
It wouldn't even make any sense.
I don't want to know either. Stop thinking about this and just look. If keep 12, if you really, really want to expand, 16, I guess. But any more than that, and you're going insane.
Yeah, it's gone past the point of helpful, and it's just becoming it. Like the guy said, you're just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing if it sticks. Like, how about you actually think before you speak, like we used to do?
Well, that's asking too much, Kieran.
Yeah, it really is. It's like how you were always told as a kid, don't say anything if you don't have anything nice to say. Just do that, but with any idea. Just go to your mirror, Mr. Big Ten Commissioner. Go to your mirror and just speak that idea into the mirror. No one else around, right? And just listen to how stupid your reflection sounds.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's almost like people, I was one of them. Kieran, I'm pretty sure you were one of them. A lot of people were one of them saying when it was just two teams, the third team complained. When it was four teams, the fifth team complained. When it's 12 teams now, apparently the 28th team's complaining.
Yeah.
And it's reaching a point where Charlie Baker needs to step in and go, enough. This say what you want about the NCAA. They have stood by. We are an athletic organization for students. He needs to step in and say, these are student athletes. I know we made up that word to avoid paying them, but we're sticking by it. Stop it. They have classes. They have finals. Not all of those guys are going to the NFL. Some of them need to get an actual job, like Jake Fromm just did as an investment banker. The insanity needs to stop somewhere. The Power 5 or Power 4 commissioners and athletic directors and the NCAA and the College Football Playoff Committee need an adult in the room to go, no, this is a stupid idea. You're going to injure more kids, derail their lives, and it's because of your own greed.
100%.
So I did not mean to make that an anti-Big Ten rant.
No, it's deserved. It's 100% deserved.
No, just because like an ACC AD said they liked it, an SEC, a couple SEC people talked about it. But regardless of how many teams we add to the college football playoff, there could only be one champion at the end of the season for the college football playoffs, unless you're the Auburn Tigers and you're just going to claim 7 national titles on a random Tuesday in August, like a week or two before the season starts. For those who do not see the story, Auburn initially had the 1957 and 2010 national championships claimed, as they said they'd only recognize AP natties. That changed this week. They're adding titles from 1910, 1913, 1914, 1958, 1983, 1993, and 2004. Those are, some of them are formally recognized in the NCAA record book, but it's insane. Auburn athletic director, for too long, Auburn has chosen a humble approach to our program's storied history, choosing to only recognize Associated Press national championships. Starting this fall, we have made the decision to honor the accomplishments of our deserving student athletes, coaches, there's that term, student athletes again, and teams from Auburn's proud history. Our visible national championship recognition now align with well-established standard used by NCAA's official record book and our peers across the nation. I could go through who recognized these teams, but Kieran, is this insane to you?
No. This is telling me something else. The morale in Hugh Freeze's locker room is so low, and the expectations are underneath the bar that they need literally anything to motivate their kids to play. Just not even play well, just to be on the field. That's what this has given me.
It is not lost on me that this was announced right after Hugh Freeze would ask if they would play all 3 quarterbacks and if they could have 3 people calling plays. He would, I don't know, maybe, probably. So it's a quick diversion tactic. And look, Alabama allegedly, they're all legitimate in my book, but allegedly has some questionable natties that people like to point to. Yeah, that's fair. But if you are claiming them in the moment, I think that looks a lot better than retroactively claiming 100-year-old national championships because the Maxwell ratings gave them to you, or the Billingsley margin of victory. It's insane. We need to put a cap on how far in the future you can claim a national title.
Mm-hmm.
I think 20 years.
Yeah, I was going to be more stringent and say 10, but 20 years seems appropriate. Yeah. Like I will give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll give them 2004, right? But 1993 back, absolutely not.
If you do not have a player on your roster who was alive during that season,
yep,
you cannot claim it. I think that's a better rule. That will put max generally 22 years. Sometimes it'll be 25 years. And that will be twofold. One, you're going to cut out these shenanigans that Auburn is doing. The shenanigans are our thing, Auburn. Stop inching on our turf. But also, then we might get more random 40-year-olds playing college football. So, sorry, I'm getting a quote from Kelsey from Hilo Sports, so I want to make sure that I can share it with his permission. But it's insane. I don't like it. I got permission to share his quote. I said, quick thoughts on Auburn's 7 new natties. He said, personally, did the throw emoji, but outside the BCS natty, it follows the same decisions as several other colleges. The BCS one is disgustingly dumb. It screams, we're little brother, so let's whine. And yeah, I think that's another point with the 2004 one. We had the BCS bowl game already. We had the BCS bowl national title that way. And claiming that one is a little weird, but check out Kelsey's show, Hilo Sports, on Belly Up Sports Podcast Network. Kieran, any other thoughts on Auburn little brother antics?
Nah, it's one of those things. It just let them have it. It's
Do not let them have it. We
okay.
need to
Do
put
not
our
let
foot
them have
down,
it, but
Kieran.
we don't need to dig it further into the ground.
First, we let Auburn claim these national titles. Then we have 28 teams in the playoffs. It's just insane.
yeah. It's a slippery slope. We should hold firm.
Exactly. But speaking of other teams that I hate, the Indiana Hoosiers here.
Yes.
I might be back in. I might be in on the Hoosiers again.
Okay.
With nothing to do with Kurt Zagetti. I still hate him and hope he's gone. Indiana is bringing back its bison mascot.
Yeah. Good.
And I'm just going to share my screen. It's to the ESPN post about it, but I just want to show what it looks like because it's incredible.
It really is.
Look at it. It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah,
but also I love it.
It's if Chewbacca mated with a bison. That's what that is.
Yeah, pretty much. And I love it.
Or a cryptid bison, whichever one.
That's true. Minotaur bison, maybe.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's better.
So, except it's like body is full bison. It's just bipedal.
Yeah.
So I love it. If it was just a bison head and a shirtless man under it, I would probably love it less. I'd probably be uncomfortable. But full bison, biped, I love it. A+ Indiana. I don't hope Kurt Zagetti does well, but I hope you do well.
Yeah. Purely for shits and giggles.
Yeah. That was a quick topic. I just needed to talk about it.
Nope. No, it's a good one. It's a good one.
Now, Kieran.
Yes.
On to, I think, what everyone has been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Our mid teams from this year. I was debating doing it at the end of the show, but I think we're going to do it now. Do you have your mid team for this season?
I do. I do have my mid team.
Okay.
All right.
Who do you got?
So let me preface this by UNLV last year got an 11-3 record, winning 78.6% of their games. Unreal. So now I have to actively, this was a rule that Kevin and I made up for this topic. Now I have to choose a different team in a different conference and actively root against the former team because they did well. This is the rule going forward, that if your team is crap after a mid-year, you get to re-pick them, or you can change within conference and not worry about it. But I now have to actively root against that team. So with mid-teams goes basically anywhere between what do we want to say the mid-teams are? You have to win at least 4 games and a maximum of 7.
I would say maximum of 7, and it can be as bad as you want.
Okay, all right. So with that being said, I am going to choose the the Air Force. They had
Ooh.
down year at 5-7. Only won 41.7% of their games, and I am expecting a resurgence. So go Air Force.
That's fair. Actually, I had an Air Force polo on today. I
Oh,
was wearing that to work. So I was between three teams,
okay.
and I'm still not sure which one I want to pick.
All right. Well, we'll help you on this podcast.
One, it's just Kent State was a grind last year. I can't put myself through that again. They're out of consideration. And based on the SP Plus rankings per Bill Connolly at ESPN, I just went one up in the Power Five and looked at UMass.
Oh, there you go.
But I don't know if I can do that to myself either. I could go to some games though. Next up was Bowling Green.
Interesting pick.
I think they're a little too good. They did go 7-6 last year.
Mhm.
First new head coach Eddie George, but they have a locker room cat named Pudge, and I love Pudge. I would die for Pudge.
That's a very valid reason.
And finally, UAB, just because I think that'd be hilarious to actively hate Trent Dilfer, but root for them.
Yes. I actually made a mistake. I forgot what conference the Air Force was in. I do have a backup because they're in the same conference as UNLV. I did have a backup in case I made this very mistake because I'm an idiot. The other team I was rooting for was West Virginia. Love me some Mountaineers.
That's true. West Virginia's a good one. Rich Rod's back in town.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that pick for it. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, right? I was considering, okay, how low can I go? And then I remembered Barry Odom was going to Purdue. I'm like, oh, do I pick inside my own conference? No. I think I'll hold off for now. We'll see how he does
That's
at Purdue,
fair.
and then maybe next year if he goes 4-8, I'll pick him.
I don't know if I should go below the D or the FBS level. The Vandals are screaming my name, Kieran.
Go on. Well, okay. Do we
But I
want to
think their games.
include? Do we want to include that much diversity in our picks, or do we want to stay FCS?
I think we'll stay Power or FBS for now.
Yes. Okay.
So then I think my mid team this year is going to be the UMass Minutemen.
Let's go. That's huge. That's a good pick. It's a good pick.
I have to do it for relatives of the show.
They'll appreciate that, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really a coin flip, but I had three options. But there's our mid teams. Kieran is going with the Mountaineers, Rollneers, and I'm going. Well, that's actually a App State thing. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't know what West Virginia's thing is, and UMass. I don't even know if UMass has a thing. I'm shocked they have a football team still. But really, I just love Maction, so I was trying to focus mainly on Maction
Oh, that's a
teams
good
and
point. Yeah.
year one in the MAC for UMass. So let's go. Go Minutemen. They need a thing. If they don't have a thing, we're going to make a thing for them. Because Roll Minutemen's terrible, if that's the thing.
Is it? No, surely it's not.
Hopefully not. Do they have a chant? Fight Mass is their fight song. That's awful. Tell me why I'm Googling UMass Minutemen Roll Tide equivalent and I'm not finding anything, shockingly.
Yeah, geez, I wonder why.
Alabama has never played UMass.
Yeah, I'm not. Wait. Oh, yeah. I'm not surprised by that at all.
I'm not surprised by it, but I don't know. I'm trying to find if they have a thing. I don't think they do. But anyway, moving on. We'll figure that out for next week. Their marching band's the powering class of New England. I hate this. Also, I almost didn't pick them because they're an Adidas school. But
You know that much hatred towards them?
Adidas.
Towards
No,
Adidas,
not
that is?
that. I just don't like Adidas uniforms that much. And Tennessee's going back to Adidas, so really can't
Even
root
more
for
reason.
'em.
Even more reason to hate them.
Yeah, but Kieran, we said we're going to revamp our bets this season. I thought about adding a fourth one where we have to pick a bet from our mid teams, but I feel like that's something we need to discuss before instituted
Yeah,
for
definitely.
future, not for this week. But Kieran, do you have your bets ready?
Yes.
All right. So how we're doing it this year? We're doing one money line, one spread, and one miscellaneous. And that miscellaneous can be player props. It can be another money line or another spread. Anything you want. Just keep it interesting. So, Kieran, your money line pick, who's it going to be?
So, sorry, just real quick. Is this money line on any game week 1, right?
Week 0.
No, it's week 1 now.
It's week 1 now?
Yeah, it's week 1 now. They're no longer doing week 0. Anybody who's saying that is stuck in the past, my guy.
I don't believe you.
You don't?
Because everywhere's saying week 0.
Not on ESPN, it isn't. Anyway, it's irrelevant.
Might be dumb.
Anyway, all right. So for my, sorry, we're doing spread or money line first. I forgot.
Money line first.
Okay. Money line is going to be Kentucky over Toledo at minus 285.
Okay. Mine is going to be I don't have the odds. That's annoying.
Oh, they're gone.
I mean, what the hell? I don't like this. It's Stanford over Hawaii at plus 110. So I don't know if we're going to do a competition with this, Kieran. And this is not great. We'll iron out the kinks later on. But Kieran, what's your spread?
So my spread is I wanted to try and find one that was relatively close. So I went with Boise State, Florida State, plus or minus 6.
Who do you have covering?
Boise at minus 6.
Okay. Did you say Florida State?
South Florida. Sorry.
Oh,
my
South
mistake.
Florida.
Yeah, my mistake. I thought I said South Florida. Maybe I didn't. It's very possible.
No, I thought you said Florida. Kieran, they're playing week 1.
Are they?
They're playing August 28th.
Ah, crap. I have the wrong. I have a later pick then.
The same thing with Kentucky versus Toledo.
Okay, so then when I typed in week 0, it just didn't come up then. Everywhere I'm looking says week 1, and I'm like looking at the games on this betting app.
I'm looking at CBS Sports as their week 0, Iowa versus Kansas State. Who else is playing? You also have Idaho State versus UNLV, Fresno State versus Kansas, Sam Houston versus Western Kentucky, and Stanford at Hawaii.
So then Western Kentucky for the spread.
God damn it.
What?
Find your money line then. I also have Western Kentucky covering versus Sam Houston at. I have minus 10.5. Some have minus 8.5. I'm sticking with minus 10.
All right.
And my miscellaneous, I will go through mine. Every single Avery Johnson over you can take. Last season against Iowa State in the last week of the regular season, he did go 12 for 28, which isn't great, but passed for 220 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 64 on the ground. Right now, I'm seeing a few places of different things. I'm seeing his over-under for passing yards set at about 200. I'm seeing passing touchdowns set at 1.5 and rushing yards at 60.5. So take the over on all of that. Expect Avery Johnson to ball out in the Emerald Isle.
That's a good one because it was also mine. So I will do Dylan Edwards anytime touchdown. He'll be taking over from DJ Giddens last year, and he'll need to live up to the almost 1,300 rushing yards that Gideon made up last year. So anything with Dylan Edwards getting a touchdown is my pick.
Okay. Do you have a new money line?
Nah. Fucking can't keep up.
I'll pick your money line for you.
Perfect.
All right. We're going to go with Idaho State over UNLV.
All right. Fantastic. I swear to God, everything I looked up was week 1, so I just assumed that they weren't doing week 0 anymore.
Nope, they very much are.
Like literally all of the sites that I was like, oh, betting week 0 college football, and it's all like, yeah, okay. And then I looked it up. I'm like, yeah, they're playing, Thursday or whatever, and I just assumed that was this Thursday.
Like I said, we're going to iron out the kinks. We're going to figure it out as the season goes on. But there are picks to recap. I have Stanford winning versus Hawaii at plus 110. I have Western Kentucky to cover at minus 10.5 versus Sam Houston. Every Avery Johnson over. Kieran has Idaho State over UNLV, which I picked for him. Western Kentucky to cover versus Sam Houston as well. And Dylan Edwards anytime touchdown. So again, do not listen to us. Do not take our advice. We are terrible at gambling, but I figured by picking our own bets this year, we would do a little better. Hopefully. Not really sure. But Kieran, are you excited for Farmageddon in Ireland?
Oh, so excited. It's the best time of the year.
It is. I wish there was a game day this week, but also I'm okay with it because Lee Corso's last one being the first one makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I have Farmageddon preview. I don't really have any preview notes on it though.
Yeah, it's I just love that Ireland gets a college football game at the beginning of the season because it's just a lot of fun. And it's a lot of it actually is perfect timing for Ireland because all their sports happen come September. So it's, you've got, late September, early October. So it's actually the perfect amount of, perfect time to have another drinking fest, if you will, as if the Irish need an excuse, but
That's true. Is this the first conference game?
Good question.
Well, no,
because Georgia Tech, Florida State last year, both ACC.
Oh, yeah. Duh. I'm an idiot.
I was like, I think it was.
Also, Northwestern, Nebraska a few years ago. Also, Georgia Tech, Boston College. Also in 1991, Holy Cross versus Fordham, both in the Patriot League. So, yeah, I'm just dumb. But, yeah, Aer Lingus Classic is a time-tested tradition, and I love it. It makes me so happy every single year. But we mentioned it, Kieran, next week will be Lee Corso's last game day. Do you have any game day favorite Lee Corso memories? If you have one, pick one. If you have A bunch. Pick a bunch.
So a couple of mine are mostly what people are probably thinking, like the it moment, or the not so fast there midget, which were just, I mean, slip of the tongue, sure, but they were just so quintessentially funny and very much Lee Corso. Um, not like, other than those like hilarious slip ups, I didn't have one that was like particularly standoffish, except or standoutish, except the one where they were in. It was Virginia Tech. I think it was the beginning of the season, and he picked the Hokies of Virginia Tech and got a really really old uh, mascot hat or whatever you call those things, and it looks like Big Bird, but just as a, you know, it's the same height as like Big Bird was on Sesame Street, and it's really really funny. You'll look up Lee Corso's best moments, you'll definitely find it.
Yeah, I remember also a couple years ago, they're playing Duke, I think. It might have been Duke Notre Dame. And it was just chaos on the college game day set. You have Ken Jeong just under the camera, but just peeking over at it. You had Lee Corso dancing with a leprechaun. Uh, he just loved fun,
Yes,
regardless of what form it came in. And it's gonna suck having
yeah,
college game day without him.
100%. Yeah,
I-
it's one of those things, like, he's like the you could consider him crazy or whatever, but like, he made college game day what it is because it was, all very serious in statistics, and then it was Lee Corso having fun.
Arguably one of the top 5 most important people to college football history,
Mhm.
which I feel like at first glance, some people might go, well, you have a bunch of coaches, you have NCAA commissioners, but the way he brought college football to the average person, you knew who Lee Corso was.
Yeah,
You might not have known that he coached, but you knew he was host on game day. You knew he was America's college football grandpa, basically.
mhm. Very
And
much so.
it's gonna suck. I hope he enjoys his retirement. He just turned 90, which is insane. But yeah, it's gonna be sad.
Yeah, pour
But
one out
Kieran,
for the boss.
I would, but my wife would kill me. Before we go, Kieran, we have 2 more things. First off, any hot takes you want to get off before the season starts?
Ooh. Um, a lot of my quote unquote hot takes would just be rants at the NCAA and like the overarching stuff. So I don't really have any like hot takes off the top. The only thing I'll really say is Penn State better get it together this year, because my God, if you don't win a natty, you have lost the entire fan base of people between the ages of 18 and myself.
That's fair. I was gonna go a couple hot takes. Every single Clemson fan who hated Dabo the last couple of years is going to suddenly love him again. I
Mhm.
think Clemson's gonna have a good year, and they're going to forget and be those people who go, no, I never said he should be fired. I never said we should get a new coach. They're gonna forget all that. I think Cal's gonna have a good year,
There you go.
and yeah, Ron Rivera's back. He's got. I think Cal and Stanford. I think we're gonna see good things from the West Coast again. Of course, now that the Pac-12 is dead.
Yeah.
Uh, Alabama's gonna win the Natty. It's gonna be my hot take. Not really. A non-quarterback is going to win the Heisman this year. I think
Oh,
that's
there
my
you
hot take.
go. That's the good one.
I don't think any of the quarterbacks are exceptionally great unless Arch Manning comes out hot. I think it's going to be a Jeremiah Smith, a Ryan Williams, a random running back who just pops up out of nowhere potentially.
Mhm.
But I do think it will be a non-quarterback year for the Heisman. And finally, Kieran, so we have 2 things left. I am whittling down my list of the dumb shit coaches could buy with their buyout money. Right
Okay.
now, I'm thinking Hugh Freeze.
I mean, yeah,
He
he
has a
makes the most sense.
he has a $20 million buyout, but I think I'm gonna give it until week 2. I'm going to see
Before
how
you
week
start saying,
0.
yeah.
You got to feel them out. I want to see how week 0, week 1 goes. Maybe week 2, unless one team really messes up out the gates. Then I might go with them. But because also I think Auburn doesn't necessarily want to fire another coach, but they might have to. I think Trent Dilfer would be the easiest pick ever. It would. I don't even want to say it'd be shooting fish in a barrel. It would be easier than that. I don't know what's easier than shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're gonna do a buyout, you're gonna have to be with someone who like either was not expected to do that poorly, or somebody who has a legitimately large buyout. Because I can't imagine Trent Dilfers is that high.
Those are the two things I look at. I look for a big buyout and really not meeting expectations.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really hope UAB didn't give him a large buyout. $3.6 million.
it's more than he deserves, but it's not that much.
Yeah, it's not crazy in today's college football universe. But yeah, there you have it. There's our week 0. A little shorter episode this week, Karen. I'm kind of surprised, but I feel like this is the quiet before the storm.
Yeah, very much so. It's all building up to this Saturday. It's all building up to Iowa State versus Kansas State in Dublin. It's going to be probably one of the most watched games all year. I would be confident in saying that, because all people like us, the very dedicated but dumb-witted college football fans, are thinking, finally, it's back. It feels like it's been forever. We can finally enjoy or have our Saturdays destroyed by our favorite team. It's the highs and the lows that happens with college football. So it's great.
That's true. Also, this is the first college football game in Ireland featuring 2 ranked opponents.
Oh, there you go.
You had Florida State, who was ranked 10 last year. You had Notre Dame, who was ranked 13th 2 years ago, but neither of their opponents were ranked, Navy or Georgia Tech. This is 22 versus 17. So that could be fun. It's always played in Ireland, except when it was played in Limerick in 1991, that game of Holy Cross versus Fordham. That's a weird year and team to play.
That is kind of weird, yeah.
It's at the Gaelic grounds in Limerick. So shout out Limerick, Kieran.
All right, shout out to Limerick.
Put the game back in Croke Park just for like a couple years or every other year. Croke Park School. A lot of history there. Not a lot of fun history, but a lot of history.
that you can look up yourselves.
Or go watch the movie Michael Collins starring Liam Neeson and watch Julie Andrews' terrible Irish accent throughout the whole movie.
So bad. It's so bad.
I knew that would get you going.
That was actually on YouTube not that long ago for free, that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
It is such a good movie. I don't know if it's still
Aaron, in the spirit of the Airlings Classic, what is your favorite movie about Irish history?
So I there's 2 technically. One I've only seen like halfway through, but it was still really good, which was The Wind That Shakes the Barley. That's my cousin's favorite movie. But mine was the recent Netflix Netflix movie about Irish history called Black 47. It's about the famine, things like that, and it's about kind of revenge, soldier's revenge type thing. It's very, very good. It's very well written, and I suggest you watch it.
I will if I get a Netflix account.
That's fair.
When the Chicks Barley was going to be mine. Actually, I love Cillian Murphy and I love that movie. I think it's
Yeah.
really good. I grew up watching Michael Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite based on Ireland, but the Siege of Jadotville. It's
Oh,
about the
yes,
first
yes.
UN
Yeah,
peacekeeping
yeah,
task
yeah.
force in the Congo, I believe. So that's a really good movie. You should watch that. 71 about this one's more British, so it's not as good as the rest, but it's about a member of the British Army in Belfast who gets separated from his squad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
There's lots of good
also
ones.
Dairy Girls. Dairy Girls, great show. Watch that one.
Great job. Yeah, yeah.
Also, I said a lot of history there, but not a lot of fun history. I feel like that's just Ireland in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's like oh, luck of the Irish. Luck of the Irish. Sir, have you even read a history book?
Yeah, pretty much. I want to watch Say No More too.
Oh, I haven't heard of
Uh,
that one now.
I don't know if that's what it's called. It's a book. I have the book over here
Okay.
somewhere, but they made it into a show, and I want to watch it.
All right.
But yeah, everyone go in the next couple days. Go brush up on some Irish history. If you have any questions, DM us, and I will ask Kieran or my sister who got her master's degree over there, or I'll Google it, or I'll just tell you to Google it because guys, Google is literally free. They have AI now, so you don't even need to click links. You just type in your question; it'll tell you the answer. You have about a 30% chance of it being right. So just
So
read whatever
do
the AI
backup.
tells you. Read whatever the AI tells you and just say it with your chest for the rest of your life until somebody who actually knows what they're talking goes, that's wrong. But yeah, so everyone have a good, safe, fun rest of your week. I hope you've been resting up that liver, Kieran, because we got a long day of week 0 drinking to get through.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to reach a point where I need to stop talking about drinking so much on this show, probably when I turn 30 or have a kid, whichever comes first.
Well, not in the next 3 days, so buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up, liver. All right. See ya.
See ya.
I stole your line again. They're eating the dogs, Kieran, in Tuscaloosa.
They're eating the
you know
dogs.
that?
They were
They're
eating
the dogs.
Oh, a meth raccoon.
Yeah.
Just awful. There is nothing good about this. It's the worst possible scenario for the CFP, for the national championship.
Notre Dame is a mid-program with really good marketing.
And the Michigan players are going to look at that, and anybody who's committing to Michigan in the next years will just go, I want to beat them even more. Like, I wanted to beat them when I first came to this school. Recruits are going to see this.
And we're also sorry that you have to watch a Brian Kelly coach football team. We can only imagine how difficult that must be for you, knowing that you're not going to win a big game ever with him as your coach, and that you're rooting for a child murderer.
This podcast has gone off to a really weird start, but I like it.
I love it, though. I'm a big fan.